It's horrible.
Yeah. Are you religious?
Christian,
Catholic, Protestant, Baptist?
Catholic,
Catholic, okay.
Catholic.
You
Yeah,
do know that after Jesus, another prophet came, Prophet Muhammad, right?
right.
And he received the message, the Quran. Have you read it?
No,
Okay. I would I would encourage you to read the Quran because that message is preserved. We have it to this day,
right.
and God is one, and God wants you to believe in God, apply the message, and live a happy life.
What I believe in isn't that. So I
What do you
wouldn't
believe in? No, enlighten me. What do you believe in?
believe in Jesus Christ
We believe in Jesus Christ.
and God, Jesus
We believe in
Christ.
God.
You know, that's what I believe in. I just wouldn't.
Okay, your source of information, is it the Bible?
I don't really read it, but it's what I believe in.
I know, but if you have,
I'm not. I'm
and
not
don't
very
get me wrong,
educated.
if your belief is based on something that not is not testable, is not, like you say to me, oh, my belief is from the Bible. Can we test it? Can we confirm the authenticity? Can we say it's reliable?
No, that's why I've got to have faith.
My brother, faith after doing everything is called true faith. But faith where you've done absolutely nothing in terms of testing, proving, is called blind faith. So, for example, I'm about to cross the road. Instead of looking sideways and making sure it's safe and using my ears to listen out, I just go straight into the road. Do you know what's going to happen?
Well, you're going to get run over because you're crossing the road.
First time, second time, third time, maybe you get lucky 7, 10, 15. But one of those times you're going to become flattened, what do they call it, pancake.
But listen,
Yeah?
you can't compare
I can.
God to
Because if
crossing the
you
road.
blindly follow a book and if you blindly follow a man who Christians say was brutally murdered on a cross, right?
Right.
He had a terrible ending. I don't think you will do any better.
But I'd rather believe in that blindly than anything
Okay,
else.
okay. You know what I find fascinating? People are
Go
willing
on.
to believe a prosecuted man 2,000 years ago was in fact God. If I said to you, I'm God, would you believe me?
No. So,
No! But you're willing to
no.
believe an Arab man from the Middle East 2,000 years ago who was brutally left on a cross, dangling, dying, is God. A
Yeah.
Palestinian, for that matter, from Bethlehem.
Yeah.
How crazy can that be? And the very people who are killing people in Palestine today, they were the one who killed him, supposedly, of course.
People believe in all different things. People believe in flat Earth. Things like that. Like it's
What's your name?
all.
What's your name? What's your name?
So what you believe and what you think.
I
If you
understand.
have
What's your
faith, then
name?
that's it. That's what's right to you. So,
What's your name?
Andrew,
Andrew. Ahmed. We're both A's. Let's become A stars, right?
right?
Jokes aside, let's find something that makes sense to our mind and our hearts, right?
Right.
Because if you blindly follow a man as God, and I'm saying to you, I can bring you evidence even from the Bible that says he's not God. From his
Mm-hmm.
own words, I can bring you that he's saying, I'm not God. Don't worship me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Would you still worship Jesus?
Worship God. Jesus is obviously
Do
got
you believe
strength.
Jesus is God or you don't believe Jesus is God?
I don't believe Jesus is God. Jesus is an embodiment of God. Is that right or wrong?
If you said Jesus was a man of God who delivered God's message, he's the messenger, he received the message, all that is fine. But if you say Jesus is like some sort of incarnation of God, then that's more like Hinduism. We don't believe God becomes a man and then gets born of a woman or anything like that. God is
Right.
God. He doesn't need to go through all that.
Right.
Yeah. Look, Andrew, I think the best thing you can do is just read more, learn more, and keep your head switched on throughout
As
the
I said,
process.
I'm not very educated on it. Like,
My brother,
obviously,
we all
you're well
start.
read
We
up,
start.
and
All start at zero.
uh,
So
can I speak? I listen to you.
yeah,
Just
go
let
on.
me speak
I'm
now.
listening. I'm listening.
I'm not very educated on it. You seem very educated on all this. It's what I believe in. If someone believes in something, let them believe. If not, That's it. What can you do?
Would,
Shouldn't really come on if I don't want to read the Quran and
oh
all
no,
that. No
I can
offense to you.
obviously encourage you. It's up to you
Listen,
what you do.
I don't want to. I'd rather believe what I believe, what my mum and dad believes, what
Okay.
their mum and dad before them believed,
All right.
everyone else
I
believed.
hear you loud and clear. Say
You
you're in a
know,
balcony and one of your
huh?
mates is trying to climb over. He's going to fall 7 floors and become a pancake at the bottom. Would you
Right.
just simply let him or would you try to stop him?
It's his choice. If you can stop him, stop him. If you can't, then it's his
Good.
choice. Not really.
For me, you worshipping a man from 2000 years ago who supposedly was brutally murdered, etc., etc. I'm saying, bro, to me it sounds wrong. Investigate.
So
Should you
what do
blame
you
me
believe
for
in?
us? Huh?
So what do you believe in?
Good. I believe that there is one true God, very powerful, majestic, sublime, tremendous, eternal, absolute, all powerful. And that being has sent a religion over and over again. And that religion says, Hear, O Israel, your Lord, your God is one God, a jealous God, have none besides. Your Lord is one, follow the message. Your Lord is one, none besides, follow the message. What is the message? Now, God did send messages to Moses, did send messages to Jesus. Unfortunately, they are lost. God has sent message to Muhammad, that is preserved. I want you to read and investigate. And
So
whatever
what do
your
you believe in?
investigations conclude, follow that. But make
What
it
do
a
you believe in?
knowledge-based system rather than blind faith system.
All right. So what do you believe in then? Because I never really got a
Like I
straight
said, I
answer on that.
believe the Quran is from God. I believe Muhammad, Jesus,
So
Moses were
so who do you
messengers of
believe
God.
is God then? Who is God to you?
Good. If you're in a metal box and you cannot see outside it, the only way you're going to find out who's outside it is if they tell you. So in Islam, God tells us who God is.
Right.
So if you read the Quran, God says, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Say God is one. Allahu Samad, the eternal, the absolute. Lam
Mm-hmm.
yalid wa lam yulad. No, nothing gave birth to him and he doesn't give birth to anything. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there's nothing that you can envisage or nothing that you can imagine that is comparable to God.
Right. I'm lost.
I know. I would like you to read and learn and build, and understanding God might be a little bit tricky, but to know God and to know enough to follow God, not blindly, but with your eyes wide open, with your brain still
So
switched on, is possible.
so have you seen God then?
I will say to you, when you say seen, you see light, you see wavelength, you see forms, you see figures. God doesn't fall into any of those categories.
Right.
You
So
can't say God is red or God is blue, or you can't say God is a box or a circle. You
no, but
can't.
basically what I think you've explained to me is I shouldn't believe in Jesus Christ was God and whatever because I don't know that for a fact. Okay, but
When you say a man is God, a man is born of a woman, she could have had a miscarriage, right? If he stopped breathing, he would have been a dead man. A person is not God. Person is not the one who created the universe.
all right,
100% guaranteed on that. Too
all right,
weak, too miserable, too small, too powerless.
right, but
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out the man born 2000 years ago wasn't the creator of the universe.
right, but you're telling me not to believe it because I don't know for a fact. But
Okay,
basically,
do
what
you
you're
believe in three-legged monkeys on Mars?
I've sort of listened to you. Can I speak? You just
No,
keep
what I'm saying is I
buttering,
can't
like
tell you a list of things to
if
disbelieve.
you're giving me things like, oh, crossing a road, you don't look both ways. Obviously, you're gonna get run over. Common sense. It's crossing
Right,
a road.
right.
You can't really compare that to what you believe in for a religion. You can't really compare that, can you?
Why would God give
You
you
can't say,
logic? Hear
oh,
me?
well, it's blind
Why would
faith
God give
because
you
you crossed the
logic,
road without
science,
looking.
mind, and then ask you to abandon it? Why?
But you're telling me about crossing a road without looking, calling it blind faith. It's not. You're just being stupid at that point. Crossing a road without looking. Common sense is going to look
So would you
right.
not
It's
agree
what
that believing
if
in
I
a man from 2000 years ago as being God is a blind faith?
well, it's faith at the end of the day. It's blind or
No,
not.
but that's what I'm saying.
It's
If you have to
faith.
choose between knowledge-based faith and a blind faith, obviously you go for the knowledge-based faith. where everything adds up, but you need a bit of faith to see you over. For example, I
Right.
believe there is a God because I can see. When you see a painting, you know there's a painter. When you see a building, you know there's an architect. When you look at everything, you know there is a God. But the description of that God, obviously God has to tell you. And then you assess the message. If a message claims to be from God, you test it.
Right.
Right? It's like a gold chain. I give you a gold chain. You might have chemicals, you might have electronics to check that it is gold and not something else. Right? I'm saying the same thing. If a message claims to be from God, you test it. Is it from God? If it's got contradictions, if it's got mistakes, if it says things that doesn't add up, right? Then you know it's from another human being, because we are limited. We make mistakes. We get things wrong. We don't know everything.
Right.
Right? So there are logic and science that you can apply to test and assess. Right? And I'm saying to you, there is a message from God that is preserved. We have about 15 million people around the world who memorize it from cover to cover. It claims to be from God, and you can verify and test it that it is from God.
So.
Right?
Mhm.
I want you to join that process, do the tests, because in Islam, the more you learn, the stronger you get. Because one of the characteristics of truth is the more you look into it, the stronger it gets.
Right. So there's no contradictions in Islam,
There's no contradictions in the Quran.
in the Quran.
Islam is the process of submitting to God. So obviously,
Right.
human beings, we can have all sorts of contradictions.
So there's no contradictions in the Quran, no?
No.
Not at all, not whatsoever.
You know, the funniest thing is, the word contradiction appears only once in the Quran. And you know what it says?
Go on.
It says, had this book been from other than from God, they would have found many contradictions within it.
Right.
So that challenge I'm giving you, the Quran already gives you that challenge.
So have you read the Quran cover to cover?
Oh, we read cover to cover probably about 30 times a year.
And have
In
you
Ramadan,
tested it
we read
all?
it in loud, singing in the mosques.
Right. So have you tested anything, like have you, like how you said to me, like have you tested it? Yeah.
Good. I would tell you this. I've been to 23 countries.
Right.
So obviously, mosques-wise, thousands of mosques. If a person makes a mistake on the Quran, instead of saying, not the sentence, not the word, but the syllable, instead of saying ooh, if they say ah, right, I can
Right.
correct them. And they're not going to come back to me saying, I've got some other version of the Quran. We don't have that.
Right.
Yeah. So for example, there's a phrase, it says waladathu ummuhu, talking about when Jesus was born from his mother. Instead of saying waladathu ummuhu, if someone says waladtuhu ummuhu, we can correct them. And the reciter is not going to say, no, I have a different version. We don't. You understand? Even in the book itself, it says, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. It is we who send this reminder, and it is we who are preserver of it. So God refers to itself in the majestic we, and says, we send this reminder, and we are responsible for its preservation.
Right.
So I can tell you that 14 centuries later, you and me can have this conversation, and we have a book that is preserved. You can go anywhere on the planet and you'll find it's the same. In the original language, exactly as it was delivered.
Right.
That itself, look, I'm a Muslim, I believe in it, but that still boggles my mind. I'm like, how is that even possible? How is it possible you can have a message that claims to be from God and it's preserved? How is that possible?
Right.
Look into it, bro. Look into it.
I'm just very confused. Generally, like
About,
just everything. Just I don't
are you
know.
confused about if there is a God or not?
No. Still believe in what I
That
believe
God
in.
sends you a message, that message is preserved. Done.
But I'm just confused. Just
About,
I don't know how to explain it. Just you've confused me.
my brother, if you're confused, what do? You learn and come out of your confusion.
This is what I'm trying to do, but I'm just getting more confused.
What makes you more confused?
I asked you something straightforward, and I've just sidetracked onto a completely different thing.
You said, I want to have blind faith. Why are you stopping me? And I said, bro, I care. I want you to learn and build on something that you know makes sense.
Right.
Why would God give you a brain and ask you to abandon it when it comes to finding God and following God? Why? Imagine God gave you a religion like Christianity today, where there's an Arab man, a Palestinian man 2,000 years ago who gets brutally murdered for the sins you haven't committed. And he was a man, but you have to believe he's God, and you didn't believe in that. So on the day of judgment, God says, why didn't you believe in this? You say, hey, listen, you gave me a brain, you gave me a logic, you gave me science. I looked at it, it makes no sense. Why would the most powerful God on the creator of the universe, be brutally murdered by his own creation? Why would I worship another man? I'm a man, why would I worship another man? I would want to worship something that can help me, can nourish me, can give me sustenance, can look after me. Something powerful,
Right.
something sublime, something tremendous, something responsible. Yeah?
Right.
God is not going to blame you for not worshipping a man 2,000 years ago. Didn't Jesus say in the Bible, I have no power of my own, I do as I hear? He was a messenger of God doing what God asked him to do. In fact, if you read the Quran, chapter 5, verse 116, God asks Jesus, Allah asks Jesus, this is in the sort of, in the afterlife, did you tell them to worship you beside me? He says, I only told them what you told me to tell them. Worship my God and your God, the one God. Worship God.
Right.
My brother, I have to go, but I will say to you, read the Quran, clearquran.com, you can go to, or you can download the app on your phone. So it will read it for you, chapter 1, chapter 2, like that. Just listen, and then if you want to know, is it from God, this and that, you can try testing it.
All right.
It's in the first person, God speaking. It will make
Okay.
the claims, it will follow through. It's God talking to you.
All right.
There's nothing I can say that cannot be said better by God, directly to you.
Okay.
Yeah?
No problem. No
Listen,
problem.
you've been amazing. If I sounded rude or if I said anything you didn't like, I didn't mean to. That wasn't my
All right.
intention.
No problem.
Okay? And look, if you follow this, if you follow Quran, if you follow Islam, if you love Jesus, it's going to get stronger. Muslims, we
Right.
love Jesus more than the Christians because we know his miracles, we know what he did actually.
Right.
Yeah, so we're closer to Jesus and his message, what he did.
Right.
Okay? People who
Okay.
claim to be following Jesus, they don't do nothing for Jesus. They don't look for Jesus.